Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-captains, Brian
Boy,
and Waleed.
What's up, boys?
We are back aboard the Real Love Boat. We are on week 10 of the Real Love Boat. This episode was entitled Don't Cry Over Spilt Champagne. The port of call this week was Kotor, Montenegro. Another awesome location, honestly. This show has definitely spared no expense. What the show definitely also doesn't spare this week was space on the boat. There was a lot of people on the boat, guys.
loved it.
A lot of tourists on the boat this week.
Love this so much. This would have been like this viewing this challenge as a bystander would have been incredible drunk. Just absolutely incredible. Like, what are you doing with like we'll get when we talk about the challenge, just some of the strategic aspects of what they're doing. You just be like, what were you thinking? But we'll get there.
Yeah, this episode quickly starts with Marty trying to apologize to Emily right before the challenge. She blows him off. Good for Emily. Yes. Like Brian's alluding to, the champagne challenge. You had to choose your partner from the new singles had the ability to choose your partner from the last date or decide to take someone new. Susanna actually decided to jump off and take Jordan. It seemed like early that Marty might have blown it here because he was really annoying during the night before fighting with Emily. Yes. Kendra was definitely not happy, though, that Susanna decided to take Jordan, and we will talk about jealous partners throughout this episode. The challenge was you had to stack 5 layers on like a pyramid style of champagne flutes. You had to go back and forth with your partner, but you were tied in a 3-legged and 3-armed race style, and you had to go back and forth with your serving tray, getting the glasses, bring it to your table to set it up, and then fill them all with champagne as you stack. So, Bri, as our resident activities director, I'm curious what you thought of the challenge, and you kind of had made some allusions to some people not maybe doing the challenge correctly.
I thought this was a really good challenge. I thought like just like doing like a classic 3-legged race, like you're kind of you need to work together, trust each other. But the bad decision making, and now I'm thinking about it, could have been collusion. Was Daniel taking the glasses and filling them before he put them down, like before he even like started making the pyramid structure. And when I was watching, I just literally just thought about this now because I was just, it was so stupid to me. And even like the bystanders, so like the bystanders were what, Marty, Kendra, Shaylin, and Dustin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, what? They're like, what is that strategy? And even just like when the glasses dropped and Shaylin's like, oh no.
That probably one of my favorite sound bites. Wally, do you think Daniel was throwing the challenge?
I don't think he was. I think he was just trying to do too much and trying. I think he was just
thinking about it now, though. It seems very fishy.
It's a little fishy.
It could seem that way, but some people try to do too much,
yeah,
and they end up screwing themselves. It's like, no, you just got to keep it simple and like just bring the glasses over like a little bit at a time, and then just when you finally set them down, then start filling them up. Like, keep it simple. Don't try and like do 3 steps right at the beginning. Just do one at a time.
It's like when you're at the sandals and you're watching people do the couples things and they get too complicated with things as simple as like the water balloon toss or the other obscure, the hula hoop things, all things that you're not catching me doing because I am sitting at swimming bar.
Drunk, yes. The point of the cruise is to be drunk.
Not in the competitions to win maybe a t-shirt that they're not going to ever give me.
Yeah, you laugh at the other people's expenses.
That's why we are commentating on these shows and not on
exactly. I'm doing exactly what I'd be doing on a cruise.
For sure. Dylan and Sydney do win the challenge. Mike and Emily come in second. The top 2 couples are able to go to a date in Kotor, but also this allows Dylan and Sydney to have access to the captain's table and also to the suite. Pretty good win. This is one of my favorite part of the episode, honestly, the next few bullet points that I have here. Kendra and Shaylin being very territorial. Shaylin especially. Shaylin literally goes to Bree's face and tries to shoo her off about like how he winks at me and how you have no shot, and give Bree credit. She's like, Nah, I'm still gonna keep pursuing it. Probably my favorite moment of the whole
I
episode.
just wish there was more of this. Like I know they wanted to eliminate people so often, but I think if they kept people a little, like 2 weeks, we would have seen a little more of this.
Yeah,
Next season.
if there is one,
there will be.
I hope so.
Right, this boat's gonna sink.
Jerry is having the time of his life.
I know, and that's probably a big part of it. He's probably spending a crap ton of money.
Time of his life. After every elimination, he's just dancing around. Like,
you know, he's literally fully partaking in this. He's not like spending time away in his like little quarters.
He's not even hanging out with his wife.
Hanging out at the cruise with people.
Like, he's like in the corner writing everyone's name on the ping pong balls. Like, I'm ready for tomorrow. Like, he's like fully.
Oh, we'll get to that. I also thought it was funny that Dylan from Iowa didn't know what aphrodisiacs were. That was a nice wholesome moment.
Yeah.
Dude's also jacked.
Yeah, he's shredded.
Shredded.
He's like skinny shredded, but he's still jacked.
He's like model shredded.
Yeah.
This is good. This was another great moment. Marty and Emily, and it took like I like to call this conversation gone in 60 seconds. Their whole relationship fell apart in 60 seconds. I had a breakup one time on a bench, and this reminded me of that. It just like it sat down, done. And I've literally been there. I was literally laughing throughout this. Marty and Emily sit down for a talk. Marty starts to apologize. She calls him far-fetched and clingy. He's like, that's BS. He says, I've been putting you first this whole time. She's saying, no, I've been putting you first this whole time. He said, no, you haven't. That starts a big argument, blah, 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 blah. They're done. Donezo. They were original couple though. They were OGs. So maybe just too much time on the boat.
I'm curious to know what you guys think of like how that interaction went in your mind.
Exactly how I thought it was gonna
go. Like, no, I meant like who looks worse
at that moment. I think at that moment he did, because he was the one who looked like a douche. I mean, I don't know, dude.
I mean, honestly, I think they're both kind of.
They both suck.
They're both guilty in some ways.
Yeah.
I mean, he's being a little too untrustworthy of her, that calling her undisciplined when she's literally a 25-year-old virgin, which you don't find anymore these days. Like, that's wrong. And then like and then she's kind of lying, saying like she was putting him first the whole time. It's like, but you are kind of willing to explore other relationships, whereas he's willing to just put all his effort into you. So it's not going to work like that.
I just, based off of what happens at the end of the episode, like, I think like for him to be the way he was there, and then just I don't want to we'll get there. Like he just completely jumped ship immediately. I think after seeing all of it, I think he looks worse.
I think after everything I saw. That part, I honestly, weird enough, I kind of think he looks understandable, because I think he just knew he was getting dumped. It's almost like a Love is Blind.
I just again, it's a dating show.
You get dumped.
It's a dating show.
No, I get it. I honestly was saying I swung back to not to him, but I felt for him a little bit more in the conversation he had down in the cabins like the next morning, where he was like, look, I'm really not that clingy. And she's saying like, all of a sudden she's saying we're here to meet other people, but like our conversations me and her have had in private indicated otherwise. Like that's all you should have to say. Like that's all people would understand. It's like, look, okay, I get it. I'm on a dating show, but like all of our private conversations have really made me feel like this is a real thing. So if you want to explore other options, that's cool. But I'm allowed to have my feelings hurt too. I'm not gonna be a baby about it though. That's boom. God, you would probably get all the other girls to come to you. If he
said that beforehand. I mean, I felt like the entire time he's just like, you never put like I don't know.
Who cares about putting people first? Oh.
Again, like you came on the show to date. It's hard to take either of them seriously.
What did you guys think about the NBA lottery draft bingo balls?
I just love anything Jerry does. It just makes me laugh like so much. Jerry calls.
They did do a pairing, coupling off. Dylan, what is the
sail away ceremony?
The sail away ceremony. That's cheesy. everything kind of goes the way we think it's going to go. However, there are a few curveballs here, guys. The Bree, Shaylin, Bree, Shaylin, what's his name? Daniel, love triangle does come to a conclusion, but not exactly the way we thought it was going to end, right?
Yeah, we got punked.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that Daniel's picking Shaylin, and Bree's like, I'm not gonna let you get eliminated. You eliminate me, I quit. Basically what happened.
I thought she was gonna talk about his boner. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah. Honestly,
no boner talk.
Honestly, her saying that though is kind of like, don't try and like, give out low blows when like you're about to pick him, because like you say something like that, even if you did pick him, he would reject you.
Yeah,
so
he might be like, yeah, I'm out of here.
I think that might,
yeah, it's a suicide bomb.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're better off not saying a damn thing and just picking him and see what his reaction is and see what he ends up doing.
No, you're definitely right. I mean, this is a relatively sensible show, actually, like on the cruise ship with like random. I would love to think that there's just a bunch of random people watching this.
There is, man.
It's just so
I would dedicate my whole time on the boat to this if I was on this cruise.
If there's a season 2, you can expect us all to be there and find out where it's.
You can see a guy with two babies. Like I'm bouncing, I'm holding two babies in the background.
I think they're allowed to
Reality Guys hoodie on in 80-degree weather.
You think they're allowed to like date strangers if there's like a group of like single girls and their friends like on the boat?
Yeah, I wonder what's going on behind closed doors.
Dylan and Sydney going official makes Dustin bye. See you, Dustin. It happens. He takes it well. But the other huge surprise,
he's got no game.
He's so weird.
Like, see,
we even like kind of skipped over when he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to be into Bray," and I'm just like, "Dude,
not
happening. She's not feeling you either. It's like
nobody likes you.
Nobody likes him.
It sucks.
It's a shame, man, because he's a good-looking dude, but he's got no.
Dude, it happens. It happens. You got pretty far. You got the cruise. There's always the cruise.
Yeah, for at least a week.
You can get on below deck, maybe. They're gonna need some new hands with Captain Lee's legs are hurting. Like they need help. Big shock to end the episode there, boys. Susanna takes Marty. Marty's still on the boat.
I don't think they're gonna last.
Yeah, but look at Marty surviving another port of call. Good job, bud. Honestly, good for you.
I mean, he's good. He's guaranteed to have better game than Dustin at this point, from what I see.
Yeah.
Maybe she ends up like
he gets a kiss out of this. Win for him.
Sure.
Oh, huge win from a girl like that. It's like, hey, you gotta stick around, man. Just move on. Forget.
I actually really like Mike and Emily together.
Yeah,
and I really love Dylan and Sydney together. Like I think
there's actually some good pairings. I think Shaylin and Daniel, no shot.
No, they're done though.
That's toxic.
The boner's gonna come back to bite.
The boner is if it didn't, it has now. Unless like she didn't have their only saving grace is hopefully she doesn't have a Paramount Plus subscription. I want to move to CPS. Maybe she's like, I'm not watching anymore.
She likes all of our tweets.
I know.
She's watching this.
She's watching us right now talking about the boner.
The same, like Bree's gone though. She's off the boat. It seems like next week she just keeps going on about that drama. It's like you just at that point let it go.
Shaylin, we appreciate you watching our videos, and we are not afraid to ask if we ever get to talk to you about the boner. So we'll talk about it. I think it's pretty much everything I have here for the episode, guys. I think we have 2 more ports of call. So, probably about 2 to 4 more episodes, maybe. I think 2 or 3 more episodes, probably.
It's Sicily next week. So,
ooh, this is gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to Sicily. Make sure you are liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell as well. It is harder and harder sometimes to share these videos. So having the notification bell from you watching the video before really helps. Make sure you're checking out our other challenge going into the holiday season. The challenge Ride or Die, the Amazing Race 34 season finale just occurred this week. We are also still covering Survivor. At the end of the month, there will be the Circle will return on Netflix. And just like I said, if you hit the notification bell, we will cover any other reality TV shows or news that pops up in between. But until next week, for myself, Brian and Waleed, thank you. Peace.